Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we're talking copper peptides. Now, I'm a huge fan of copper peptides, and I'm never without them in my skincare routine. They're also getting a lot of hype, focus, and attention at the moment, so expect to hear a lot more about them in 2024. You'll often hear people online refer to copper peptides as nature's Botox because of just how potent an anti-aging effect they can have. Well, in this video, I want to share with you everything I know about copper peptides, how to layer them, pair them, the results you can expect to see, and of course, my favourite copper peptide serums will come at the end of the video in case you're looking for a little inspiration for your own routine. Sit back, relax, let's talk all things copper peptides. Now, in this video, I want to keep it short, sharp, and to the point, and I want to cut straight to the chase. But very quickly before I do that, just to remind you, if you're enjoying this style of content, if you could let me know by reaching down and giving the video a big thumbs up and a like. I always want to create the content that you guys enjoy watching the most. So the more likes a video gets, the more I kind of look at that and try to feed things into future series and filming. So just from the bottom of my heart, thank you to each and every one of you that takes that small moment out of your day to like the content we create here on the channel. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So whilst I'm keeping this quick fire, I also want to make it as easy for you guys to follow along. So I've left some timestamps in the description box below. We're going to first talk about copper peptides, what are they and what can they deliver in the skin. I'm then going to share with you my copper peptides experience and some do's and don'ts that I've learned along the way. Finally, we're going to come on to my favourite copper peptide serums. And at the moment, my two favourites are actually on sale with 50% off, which is kind of why I wanted to film this video now. If you're interested in one section of the video over another, all the timestamps are there in the description box, so use them to navigate your way through. So let's kick things off with what are copper peptides and what can they do for our skin? Well, copper peptides, I think, come into their own because of their potent anti-aging benefits. Peptides come in different forms and they'll each do different things. Copper peptides, though, I think are unique with just how big a difference they can actually make when it comes to minimizing fine lines and wrinkles and boosting collagen and elastin. So they do this in two key ways. First up, they're a potent antioxidant. So antioxidants are a core component of our skincare routine because they protect the skin from free radical damage. Free radicals such as pollution and particulate matter hit our skin all day long and stress it out. This oxidative stress actually breaks apart collagen, which can lead to premature aging and hyperpigmentation. Using a really effective antioxidant like copper peptides will just work alongside your sunscreen to protect your skin all day long. The second reason I think it's so good when it comes to anti-aging is it actually naturally promotes the body to increase its collagen production. Over time, as we age, the rate of collagen produced dips like that. And using copper peptides kind of fools the body into thinking there's been a collagen incident and it needs to ramp up that production and go into overdrive. Increasing collagen production leads to an increase in collagen overall, which will make fine lines and wrinkles appear diminished and give more firmness and elasticity to the skin. Copper peptides are also great because they kind of produce the ingredients needed for that collagen production. So if you see it as like giving the body an instruction to produce that collagen and then feeding it with the ingredients needed, this is why copper peptides are just so special. They're also great because they're anti-inflammatory. So inflammation is like the #1 trigger for premature aging and hyperpigmentation in the skin. And lots of things that we do and the environment around us can inflame our skin. So using an anti-inflammatory like copper peptides just keeps the skin in tip-top health, calms and soothes everything down. It's for this like plethora of reasons that I think copper peptides are really a key component in a good anti-aging skincare routine. To top all of that off, they can actually promote improved skin hydration too. So I think all of this taken together just makes copper peptides like a no-brainer when it comes to fitting in your skincare routine. Unfortunately, they can be a little bit pricey, which is why when I come to my recommendations later on in the video, I've got not only those options that are on sale, but I've also got some great drugstore options for you guys too. Now, online, you'll often hear people saying, ditch your vitamin C, you don't need it, copper peptides work better. Forget your retinoids. Again, don't need them. Copper peptides are where it's at. But in truth, from my own experience that I want to share now, I think the very best benefits from copper peptides are derived from using them alongside other actives in your routine. Instead of using them to replace things, use them alongside, and I think this is where you'll see the best anti-aging. I've been using copper peptides for the past 3 years, and honestly, I'm here to say I would never be without them. My skin definitely looks brighter. I've seen a return to some firmness and elasticity that I was starting to lose, particularly around the jawline. And I've also noticed that the emergence of those first fine lines and wrinkles, particularly around the eyes, are definitely diminished. And I've kind of halted that aging in its track. And I do put a lot of that down to the use of copper peptides. For me, though, there are some key do's and don'ts that you need to be aware of. So first of all, do make sure you're using your copper peptides on a daily basis. This is why I say choose an affordable one that means that you're not scrimping on application. You're using the right amount and you can afford to use it every single day, because that consistency is where you're going to see the very best results. So I'd say instead of going for the most expensive copper peptide, actually go for one that you can afford and can keep using day in, day out, because that's when you're going to see those next level anti-aging results. Also say, don't stress your copper peptides. A lot of people say you can't use them with this, you can't use them with that. In truth, it's a lot more simplistic than you think. I definitely wouldn't use copper peptides directly after a high dose of vitamin C, because there are some studies that show that the copper peptides can actually oxidize the vitamin C quicker, so you might not be seeing those game-changing results. The best ways of kind of getting around that is either use your vitamin C in your morning skincare routine, use your copper peptides in your evening routine, which is how I personally do it, or you can absolutely just buffer between them. So use your vitamin C, let it sink into the skin and get to work. Use something neutral like a hyaluronic acid serum, and then put your copper peptides on afterwards. That way you're keeping these ingredients separately and you can still use them together in your skincare routine. Whether you decide to separate and buffer or just use them at opposite ends of the day, it doesn't matter, but I wouldn't let the fact that you love to use vitamin C and copper peptides be the reason to have to choose between one or the other. You can absolutely use them together. A lot of people say you can't use retinol and copper peptides together, and again, I don't know where this comes from, but you absolutely can. You can use these two together, which is how I do it in my evening skincare routine. The one exception I would probably give is there are some studies which show using tretinoin, which is a specific retinoid, with copper peptides might decrease the efficacy of those copper peptides themselves. With that one caveat, retinol, retinal, gram-active retinoid, all can be used with your copper peptides in an evening. It's just tretinoin to really keep an eye out for. Other than that, there's nothing you really need to know. Just use your copper peptide serum alongside your other water-based serums in the middle of your skincare routine. Have a little patience, and in the long term, you're going to get some great anti-aging results. And take it from me, like I say, I would never be without them. Now, I want to come on to some of my personal favourites when it comes to copper peptides, because I don't want you guys overpaying. I know in skincare we're told the more we pay, the better results we'll get. Honestly, that isn't and has never been the case. Some of the best copper peptides are super affordable. But I'm going to kick things off with two options from Neod. Now, the reason I'm sharing these first is these are both 50% off, and I've left links in the description box below for how you can access that 50% off saving. They do two copper peptide serums. They do a serum and they do a lipid. Now, both of these are amazing, but I would say the copper amino isolate lipid, which is what I'm going to talk about first, is like the ultimate when it comes to copper peptides. This will give you everything you need. It's got a great delivery mechanism to make sure that those copper peptides get to exactly where they need to be to deliver the maximum results. It's stunningly hydrating. It has a great dose of those copper peptides, and I think altogether this is the best on the market. Because of its price, I only ever buy this when it is on sale, and I've just stocked up with that 50% saving. And it comes in, well, a lipid base. It's in the title, but this will appear a little oily on first application, but it sinks in and disappears like that. You only need to use a tiny, tiny amount, and it spreads beautifully on the skin, so that makes the application super easy. If you've been tempted to try this but been put off by the price, obviously with that 50% off, now is the time to try it. And I would say this is probably going to give you the best and the quickest results in terms of copper peptides. But again, when it's not on sale, that high price point might be a little bit prohibitive. The Neod also do the copper amino isolate serum, which has the same great copper peptide blend as with the lipid, but it's in a more watery serum base. I think this is really going to come down to preference in terms of what you like in terms of texture. If you prefer a super hydrating lipid, then obviously go for the lipid option. If you want something that sinks in super quick, then the serum might be more for you. I tend to mix and match between the two, depending on what my skin needs. In summer, I will go for the serum, which is more lightweight. In winter, I'll go for the more heavy-duty lipid. Really just need to match it with what your skin needs on the day. But again, still 50% off. And I think why these are so special is not only you have that high dose of copper peptides, but you also have the delivery mechanism built in to make sure every single one of those peptides gets to exactly where it needs to be, which is why you get such quick results with both of these products. Now, if you don't want to splurge on the NIOD products, even with that 50% off, they might not reach everyone's price point. I want to give a really good recommendation, which is the Naturium Copper Peptides Serum. Now, this has just been launched, but honestly, I think could be revolutionary when it comes to copper peptides. And I say this because the form of copper peptides in here is actually encapsulated. So if at this point in the video you're thinking, yes, I'm sold on copper peptides, but I still in my mind think I can't be using them with retinol, I can't be using them with vitamin C, and you can't get past that narrative, then reach for the Naturium one. That encapsulation actually protects the copper peptides in here and delays the release. So you don't need to worry about buffering with your vitamin Cs. You don't need to worry about the form of retinoid you're using alongside it. Just put this on the skin and the formulation and that encapsulation does the work for you. So you can absolutely use this side by side, one after the other, with vitamin C without any problems. You can use it with tretinoin, you can use it with your retinoids, it just works. So if you want to take all of the fuss and the stress out of copper peptides, then this Naturium encapsulated copper peptide serum is going to be the one for you. To caveat, I don't think you get as quick results with this as you will from the NIOD one. That technology is not quite as advanced, but it's a fraction of the cost, and that encapsulation makes it super simplistic to use. I also will give a very quick shout out to this product, which is the Ordinary Multi-Peptide Plus Copper Peptides Serum. This is great because it incorporates multiple different peptides all together. It has the most beautiful blue coloration, which I tried to match my top to. I'm not sure how successful that was. But this is a gorgeous, gorgeous serum from the Ordinary if you want just a one and done from your peptides. Personally, I'll use the NIOD products, then add in my own Azuraline serum, which I personally love. That works best for me, but to just have it all in one serum, this from The Ordinary is great. Again, not the cheapest from The Ordinary, but I think for the technology in here, the fact you've got multiple different peptides, this is a great way of just streamlining your routine without having to miss out on that copper peptide action. Hopefully in this video, I've been able to demonstrate the benefits that copper peptides can bring to your skincare routine, but most importantly, the best ways to use them. Don't stress it, they're more flexible than you think. Don't overpay, you just don't need to. You can get some great affordable copper peptide action. And don't see it as replacing something in your routine. See copper peptides as an addition you can make to just boost the anti-aging that you're going to see overall. I would of course love to know your own experiences with copper peptides, so sound off in the comments section below. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye!